Oh, g'day everyone. Oh, oh, sorry about that, folks. There we go. Oh, you stop that. Hang on. Sorry. Right, that's better. Hello and welcome. Sorry about the slight technical detail, but we'll get. We'll just have me. Anybody think I'm running a professional show here? G'day and welcome. That's that little trailer. That's the new trailer for the channel, for the YouTube channel. That's pretty well what you've. There's a lot more that's happened in that time. That's about 6 years and about three minutes sort of thing, 3.5 minutes. And in between that, we've decided to, take old sheds down and move them and try and put them back up. And that's had its own challenges. Unfortunately, we've had a few snags. This one's the new shed, of course, much more room. The boiler anyway is just over on my left. A lot of you have seen that before. And behind me is the lathe and a few other things. So tonight we're going to do a little bit of machining on the lathe. The lathe's set up. I've done one job on it. This will be about the second job. And I'll cross over to that. In fact, I'll switch over to there now. We've got a couple of different views here of the lathe. I'll just make this full screen and get me out of the way. So that's the second shaft gear in there in the lathe at the moment. I'll zoom into that, get a bit closer. Unfortunately, I've got to apologise for the lines around on the DSLR. I've got a different view as well. I've got the overhead view. It's a bit more grainier. It's an older camera. I've got plenty of light, but that's why it looks a bit grainy. So what I'm going to do is clean it up a bit. It's a bit rough. The reason why I'm doing this is because potentially I'm going to get a new one made, and we're this far down in the restoration job. I'll switch that back over. I'm this far down in the restoration job. That gear has seen a lot of wear. It's also been built up with weld before in the past. So it's about time to get a new one made. So I won't muck around. I've already taken a bit of a light cut on the lathe to make sure everything's right. I've got it running in the 4-jaw. Unfortunately, that's just a bit large. I can't get the carriage underneath it, so I can't do both sides in the one setup. Actually, I can't. I thought I had a tool to do it, but I can't. So I'm going to take a facing cut on the inside, because that's really roughly cast, or roughly, I'd have to say it's cast. It's just not good. So I'll swing it around, and then I can take a cut off the back face, so we can just see what's going on. So without further ado, I'll switch over, and I'll just catch up with a couple of. Hey Jamie, the roller's actually, well, the boiler's inside. The rest of the bits are outside, which you would have seen in the trailer. Oh, hello, my wife is in the chat. Here she is. That's my wife, everyone. Hello, watching on Facebook. Jamie, thanks for tuning in, mate, all the way from the UK. I hope you're doing well with your roller. Love to see some progress photos. And if I swing now the camera around, actually you saw it. It's in here. But yeah, the whole idea of this new shed, Jamie, is so that once the roll is done, it stays in here. So yeah, I'm going to jump on the lathe and do some machining. This might be a little bit tedious and boring for some of you guys, but anyway, so this is the lathe tool. For most of you don't know, some of you do, some of you don't. the basics of the lathe. This is the headstock, this is the chuck, this is the workpiece, and this is the tool that's going to do the work. So I'm going to get it going. There will be a bit of noise. If it's too loud, just turn it down. I've got it running fairly slow. And we'll take a cut and see what happens. Now it's going to look blurry on the camera. There's not much we can really do about that. No, Jamie, the boiler's inside. It's actually just over to my left. I'll show you. I'll just do this, and I'll get another camera up, and I'll show you. I'll spin the other one around. Yeah, this is all, at the moment we're just doing everything that we're doing now is just over Wi-Fi, and we're going to have the both sheds, this one here and the new one for my wife, or the old one which has got new cladding. It'll all be hardwired, so we won't have any sort of laggy issues or problems. I'm only taking fairly light cuts on the lathe, mainly because it's such a big chunk of metal hanging out. I've got it in the four-jaw, it's gripped nicely. We're within a few hundredths of a millimetre in terms of running out, or a couple of thou. For this exercise, it'll be perfect. As you can tell, as you can hear, it is running, it is cutting uneven at the moment. Another cut, we should have it nicely cleaned up. So the lathe has an automatic feed, which I engage underneath the cross slide feed here. This is the hand wheel for the cross slide, moves the tool across. So once I get this face sorted out, I'll get the boring bar in here and machine this out a little bit so I can turn it around and grip it nicely, and machine the back face. Really don't have to machine the inside. I can, because I got the 4-jaw chuck on. I can all the jaws are independent. I can get it clocked up running through that way. Save a bit of time actually. Just out of view, I've got my other hand on the carriage uh, hand wheel, just to hold it in place. In situations like this, the vibration that you can hear will actually sometimes force the carriage back, especially on smaller lathes like this. Once again, we're going a bit deeper on the cuts now. You obviously hear the difference in tone. So after this cut, I'll stop and have a look and just see how we're going here. That's looking pretty good. What I'll do is I'll reverse the feed and I'll take a cut on the reverse. So we'll change over to a boring bar and clean up the inside so we can turn it around and grip it. That's, let me see, I'll just zoom in a bit and, oh, there you go. As we can see, the face is nice and clean, except for one bit there. I'm happy with that. That'll do for what we're going to do. It gives a better idea. I'll zoom back out again. So this here is a boring bar, allows us to do internal instead of, I can use it to face, or sometimes you can use it to do external work depending on the size. But generally speaking, you just use it to do what we're doing here. That's it. So this is going to take a fair bit to machine out. It's a little bit rough, but it will clean up pretty quick. Those of you just joining us, we're just doing some live machining. doing some clean-up cuts for a part for a steamroller that we're currently restoring. Let's just have a look. 12, yeah, 15. Righto. Just a couple of checks. So we're just starting to, still got a little bit to go there. Quite a bit to go actually. A fair bit of run out in that. I'm taking a 1mm depth of cut at the moment just to, it's not too hard. Usually with things like that it's quite hard, but this stuff machines up pretty nice. So we are, as you can probably hear, we are getting a little bit of vibration. Just take a clean-up cup there and see how that looks. Right, let's have a look at that. It's not quite cleaned up, but it'll do for what it's going to do, because we're just going to turn it around. And I'll just get a brush and brush this stuff away. Normally I'd probably just use an air gun, but it's a bit late at night, so I won't crank the compressor up. You can see the vibrations in there, but we've got such a large chunk of metal hanging out, and probably the wrong sort of tool. But anyway, let's just... Well, that's just doing another pass across the face. I'll just run some emery tape in there to break the edge. Nothing like a bit of multitasking while the lathe's doing a bit of work. The swarf gets away, gets around everywhere. Good practice just to keep your workshop clean while things are happening. Just a different view, just to get a different perspective on what's going on. So that's almost finished cutting, so we'll switch back. Righto, so that's righto. Lovely. That's cleaned up really nice. I'm quite happy with that. Shake the tool off. We'll give this another brush down. And we will get our bit of timber to go underneath the workpiece so it doesn't hit the lathe bed and damage the slides or the ways. Here's our magic bit of timber, just the right size. And once I open the lid here, the lathe automatically cuts out, so it can't, even if I hit the lever to go, it won't go because the power's been cut to it. So I'll just righto, undo the jaws. I only got to undo 2 of them, and this thing will drop onto the timber, and I can slide it out just nicely, just like so, and spin it around. And oh, okay, so you're going to do that, righto. Just having a quick look inside, which you really can't. I'll get it up on the timber here. So this is all rough cast. It's definitely cast. So that sort of explains a fair bit. It is steel, but it's a very soft steel, that's for sure. That's one thing I've found, mainly because just the technology at the time, they did not have the technology to produce the modern day steels that we have at our disposal, at our fingertips. So when a new one of this gets made, the material will be much better in terms of strength and all that sort of stuff. Even some of our more general purpose softer steels will be much okay, that's about 115. So now I've got to move these jaws in, so they're going to grip on the inside here where my finger is, and these move independently of each other so that you can get a workpiece that's an odd size really accurate, or you may want to have it run out on purpose depending on the shape. The old 4-jaw chuck is a very handy tool to have in your machine shop. Okay, so yeah, I'll get going to get fairly close on this. I'll turn this back over. And I'll bring the carriage up so I can, one, push it into place, and two, I can bring the tailstock up, this piece here, and come in behind it, like so, lock that in place, and then I can, so I've got the pipe center in there. So the pipe center is sitting in the back nicely. I'll just back that off a bit so we can, so I can sort out the jaws here. Let's get that down there. Push that in nicely. There make sure that's locked up. I'll take a bit of timber out now because the workpiece is supported, and I'll just start working my way around and get this running nice and true. Now, what I'll do is I'll put a tool in there, and it doesn't matter what it is. It'll just give me an idea. I'll get it running close, and then I'll put the dial indicator on. So let's right. It's a bit far away. So with the fine adjustment of the four-jaw chucky, it's you've got to go in halves, otherwise you can get yourself mixed up. You can go too much, you can overcompensate. Right, so let's get that out of the way, and we'll get the dial indicator on, which is over here on the bench. Right. Okay, so this is the dial indicator. It's on a magnetic base. On the end is a little, let's get that in a spot. They come in all shapes and sizes. This one's like a finger type one. There's other ones like this one, which are a lot bigger, and they measure. This one's inch. They come in metric, and on the inch one, the indications on there are thousandths of an inch. So you can have you can get it running within a thousandth of an inch, or the metric version of a dial indicator measures in hundredths of a millimeter. So you can have your workpiece running within 1/100th of a millimeter, which is pretty fine sort of tolerance. Right, now right, I'll just make sure that that's all clear. So we'll just touch there and see what's going on. Coming up. So this is a real fine adjustment that's coming up. So that'll bounce off, I'll come back on. So we'll split the difference. It's going down, so that's got to come up. Right. So when you usually talk to yourself when you do this sort of thing. That's not touching at all, I don't think. No. It's going up. Let's go down a little bit. Right. Like, it's been a while since I've done this, so I'm probably going to get myself a little bit mixed up a bit. Okay, so that was out a bit. I'll have to do it again. All right, so 0.2, 3, 0.4. It's got to come up a bit. See how that goes. So that's coming up, which is up high. We don't want that. We want it to come down a little bit. So in this situation, you'd make very fine adjustments. It's going down. Sometimes, oh no. So we're up there, so let's go a bit. Oh. No. They're all slackened off. 40. It's down. It's got to come up a bit. There we go. It's down. It's got to come up. Could be. Right. That's a bit high. So I'll go around to the second one here. I'm still 0.1, 0.2 out, which is probably a little bit too much. 0.2, 0.25, 0.4, 0.2. Right. Yeah, so just got it. So that's just got to go back in a bit. That's good. No, it's down. Yeah, look. Going by what I've seen, I think we're not going to get much better than that for what we're going to do. There's no point. It's got to come up. Right, okay. Let's leave it at that. It's not, yeah, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Within 0.1 of a millimetre, 0.2 at the most. And it's not going back on. Right, so we'll just run that over by hand. And now I'll just give this another. So now I've got it secure like so. We'll find our tool. And we'll go for this one. And what we're going to do is take those sharp edges off the back. Right, just get the broom and get this swarf out the way. G'day to everyone that's watching and the newcomers that are watching. We're working on parts of a steamroller. For those of you who have tuned in just recently, got a Facebook page for it, Mark's T3 Roller Restoration. You can find that on Facebook. And we're doing live on YouTube, live machining. So thanks for joining us. And we're going to go like this. Now, this will get a little bit loud. You get noise of the lathe plus the noise of the tool machining. I might just zoom in a little bit so we get a bit closer, get a better idea of what's going on. That's good. That's a better view. So we're nice and close and personal. Let's just wind this back a little bit. And I'll just wind that over by hand and see how. Oh, right. Okay, so that's the one. Right. That's the one that's sticking out the most. Yep. Okay. All right. Here we go. So some of the rough bits are sticking out further than the others, and I'm just doing it by hand at the moment until I get a good feel of it. Go all the way in. It's a fairly big chunk there. Have to go all the way in. I'm also cutting on the way back too, saving a bit of time as I wind the tool out. We're not looking for a real fine finish here. It's really just a roughing cut. So I'll take a little bit more off. So after I come out here, I'll just stop it and have a quick look. And you can see the lathe tool marks. You probably can't, but it's getting better. Still a lot to go. And I've put the automatic feed on now to get a more consistent feed. If you've got any questions, anyone, you can put them in the chat. I'll answer them the best I can. Hey. Oh, sorry, folks. Damn it. There we go. I'm back to it. A little bit painstaking, but if you work in a machine shop or a jobbing shop or something like that on a lathe and you have to do repairs, this is the sort of thing you'd be doing. I probably should have got the grinder to this earlier today and taken a fair whack off it so it wouldn't take so long, but anyway, that didn't happen. Work got in the way. I'll take a bigger cut here. You can hear the difference in tone. So we'll just take a little bit of a look here, and we're getting better all the time. I'm probably going to have to stop machining soon, mainly because it's getting on a bit here. It's 10 to 9 my time here in Australia. In fact, I will leave it at that on the machining side because there's a lot more. I'm not going to get that cleaned up tonight. I'll just give the floor a quick sweep here. And just a bit of housekeeping and clean up. Keep on top of it, and there's not so much to do. Another time, I'm only a one-man band, so it's all about me and all about what I do in my workshop. So now, it's getting a bit cool here too. We've been probably warm by other people's standards in terms of geographical location, but cool enough for me to put a jumper on. I'll get the chair and we'll change views, and we'll talk about people. So we'll just take this off and we'll throw me on. Here I am. Hello, I'm Mark. I'm the owner of this steamroller. In fact, I should put just be right. So I'll put. Let's find a photo. I'll have to go back to 2018. and see if I can find it. Find a photo. Yeah, it's going to take. Of course, you can shut down. Let's see how far back we go. Probably showing stuff I shouldn't do. Let me just bear with me, folks, while I've got to get a bit more prepared. To show everyone what we're talking about. In fact, there it is there. That's a good photo to show. It's a really good one. I haven't used that before. I'll have to use that. Okay, so we'll share a screen. Bring that up. How are we going to do this? Right, that's it. Right, there we go. There we go. So on screen there is the steamroller in question, and we are working one part of it. The chook you see in the photo, unfortunately, is no longer with us. Had a good life, but yeah, no longer with us. The poor thing. It's JKKJ. How are you, mate? Thank you for being here. Yep, that's what it is. Yep. It's all about me and what I do and what I'm working on, and that's this thing here on screen, the steamroller. The history of this thing, just a brief history, it was built in 1926 in the United Kingdom, exported out here to Australia, and then worked up until about the 1960s, and then was laid up in a park for the next 50 odd years, where it suffered pretty badly to the elements in terms of weather and so on. And then it was rescued, and it's changed hands a couple of times, and we're the third owner, and we are probably doing the most to it in terms of we're doing a total restoration. This sort of thing, you know, any vehicle, if it sits around out in the open, you know, the weather takes a toll. But that's what we're working on or trying to do, and there's a lot of bits to it. A lot of bits are okay, and some bits are not okay that need to be worked on, and that's what we're doing here. So I think I don't know if anyone's here, but I shall just going to stop sharing that. We'll throw back to me. I'll go full screen, and I'll put the invite out. I'll put the invite out there to anyone. Hey, Peter, how are you, mate? That's the invite if anyone wants to come on and have a chat. Just be respectful. Make sure you got a clothes on. And yeah, we can talk about bits and pieces here or whatever, or what we saw tonight. If you missed it, you can always go back and watch it again. It's on the Facebook page. We're streaming to Facebook, and that's where I started a Facebook page for the steamroller, mainly to help me find information about it, and it's been a big help. A lot of people in the UK have reached out and helped. In return, I've helped them with some things, even gone as far as yeah, Pete. Yeah, we know, mate. We know. That's not this sort of channel. That you might want to go to a different channel for that sort of thing if you're interested. But yeah, anyway, let's just check a couple of messages here. Hang on a second, folks. I should, one thing, yeah, it is a bit chilly. Sorry, folks. What is it now? I'll just have a quick look here. 16 degrees here at the moment, or 16 and a half, depends on what you, you know, what you fancy. So for most people, that's pretty warm, especially our friends in the northern climates in North America and Canada. Yeah, our friends in Canada, they'd be down to their t-shirt and shorts. They'd be loving this weather, especially what we get over here. But yeah, so we may have a guest coming on. We'll just see what. Hang on, I'll just. Hang on. I run a professional show here. Trust me, I do. So let's copy that. New paste. See how that goes. Oops. Geez, that's all right, Pete. Yeah, you allow northern neighbours like our friends in the north. They'd be out on the beaches getting a suntan if that was the case. There we go. Let's copy all. Select all. Copy. And we'll put that in there for our guest. Try that. And see if our guest is going to come in, another steamroller owner. And we'll have a bit of a chat. Now I've finished the or stopped doing the machining side of things anyway. We can go. Let's go. I'll just go back to that there. There we go. There's the in the process of being machined. All that stuff on the back edge there, you can see it's all rough from years and years of use. I'm cleaning that up so that we can get a better idea on how bad the wear is on that gear. It's particularly not that bad. I've seen worse, and it could go back in and get reused, but the opportunity is there to possibly have a new one made. So we've got to just clean things up, see what we got, take some measurements, look at some drawings I got to see if we've got one that's close, and all this. Oh, excuse me. All this sort of thing can happen in the meantime while other work's being carried out. There we go. And I should change around and see if I can get a view of that, which I can't really. No, that can wait for the moment. We'll have to do. I'll go back to screen sharing. I'll just find another photo. Right, there's another view. Let's bring this up. Screen share. Source, screen share, and of course, there we go. Right, so there's another view of it, and this is in the early days when we had it at home. Let's go full screen on that. I was using oil or Lanox to coat the boiler, seeing it was sitting outside. Not that the actual boiler itself was badly rusted. It did have some bits in it, and but this is just a different view. And of course, this has all changed. The old shed in the background's gone, all that sort of stuff. We've moved things around here. We've built a new shed. That's what we're in now. And I'll stop sharing that, and I'll bring our first guest in. And g'day, Peter.
Yep.
How are you?
G'day.
Yep. How's it going?
Fair to middling.
Fair to me. Thanks for coming in, mate. Just a little bit laggy there, Peter, if you can hear me all right.
I can hear you okay. I'm just waiting for the lag to die down. Give my computer a bit of a chance.
Yeah. You had some problems the other week?
Yeah, the screen on my new computer was starting to pixelate along the bottom centimetre or so. So I had for warranty.
Yep.
Luckily, they fixed it free of charge. Only took them 2 weeks.
Well, yeah. Well, at least they've done it for free. They, seeing it's under warranty. So, because you're on, how are you connecting to the internet there? You're just doing it through your Wi-Fi or your phone, or?
Yeah, it's because I'm in a caravan. There's no hard line, so I have to use Optus 4G network Wi-Fi thingy. What's it? It's usually not too bad, especially during the middle of the night when no one else is using it.
Yeah, well, you know, this time of night is starting to sort of slow down a bit. Well, should be anyway, but with more and more people on their devices, it certainly tests the network a bit. That's for sure. Especially, I think you're doing all right, seeing you're on 4G.
I could actually go on 5G. My phone's capable of it, but I don't know that it's actually the phone that's the issue. My laptop's a pretty cheap one, so it tends to lag a bit if I open too many emails at once.
Right. Oh, we've got another guest coming in. Well, once that person's on, we can see that person. I know who it is, but
I got a feeling I know who it might be too.
Right. In other words, we're going to be watching her tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Go on a bit. Well, this is a bit of a challenge to, I'll bring Emma in now. Everyone, this is Emma. Emma's another owner of a steamroller, one that's actually going. Mine's not. Yours is going. G'day, Emma. How are you?
Hey. I've only just walked in, like 15 minutes ago.
Oh, that's all right. You didn't have to jump on. You could have had some dinner.
No, it's all good. I did all that earlier.
Yep.
I don't have very much black paint on my face, do I?
No, it looks all right.
I'm doing great, yeah.
Yeah.
Peter's joined us.
Peter's joined us for a bit of a chat too.
Hey, Peter.
Hi, Emma. I really only just joined to find out when the drag race is going to be.
Yeah, it's not up to me.
Well, that's probably going to be another 12 months.
12 months?
12 months, yeah.
Well, I'll hold you to 12 months.
See, Emma?
Well, bit ambitious, I know,
plenty
but
of time
well, Emma's currently painting her roller, so
I am painting. Yes, it's all happened this weekend. I've got all the bits painted I wanted painted. I got the smoke box door back on. Haven't got the chimney back on. I haven't got any of the blower needs piping. That's a job to do.
Hmm.
I've got the covers off the outside of the cylinders here to cyanide and paint.
Mm-hmm.
Geez. Buy a steamroller, they said. It'd be fun, they said.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, considering I never thought I'd ever own one because I thought they were all too expensive and everybody wanted too much
Aren't
money
they?
for them.
Yeah.
I got to consider myself very lucky that I was in the right place at the right time and all that sort of thing. It all fell into place.
I don't know. I think buying a steamroller is much the same as buying a boat. Might as well just throw your money down the drain.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, no, I think
it's a fun way to do it, though.
I think,
right?
Yeah, no. Look, I think a boat would take the cake, mainly because if your boat's in the water, you got to moor it somewhere. You got to go out to it every day. You got to, regularly. You got to maintain it. Yeah, we've got to maintain a steamroller. But if you're going to move your boat, you got to put it on the trailer. I suppose like a steamroller, if you want to take it a long way, you got to put it on a trailer or a truck or something like that.
Yeah, you're going to discover the logistics of having floats and super
I've got
things.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have access to a tilt tray that can carry my roller. So,
good stuff.
Well, that's how I brought it home. I brought it home on Works tilt tray. So,
well, none of the tilt tray owners I know will put my roller on theirs because it's kind of getting close to being over height.
Yeah. That's the problem. Once the canopy goes on, that'll be a different story. But bringing it home because it didn't have a canopy, it was, in fact, the cab of the truck was actually higher than what the roller was.
Yeah, right.
But that's still a long way down the track, and I'm looking forward to that day. There's still a lot of work ahead of me or ahead of us, and it'll happen. I come up here most nights. This is probably the longest I've been working on it this week tonight. Well, actually, I try
You've got a gear there.
Yes.
Yeah. Poor thing.
That's my. I'll bring it up. So that's my second shaft gear. Right. So I've cleaned up the face. That's what I did earlier.
It's been welded before.
Yes, it has. Yes, and I'm cleaning it up so I can see what's going on. But I'm talking to an engineering company that we have as part of our work, and they may be able to make me a new one.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. So had to talk to one of the guys today, and he needs a bit more information. I did try looking up the drawings while I was there, but I just couldn't find the right one. We need information like the pitch and all that sort of stuff. We can also get that off the other gears that this meshes in with. So that's also where I'm getting my sandblasting done. So that's getting done at no cost. It's just me taking it down there. So I'm really, honestly, I'm extremely lucky with this roller. I've been able to use resources that normally most people.
You've got to have the resources,
yeah. Yeah, especially on the sandblasting.
As I've said all my life. It's not what you know; it's who you know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you do what I do and get under there with a 5-inch grinder and a wire wheel.
Well, I have done that too. Don't get me wrong. We've done
I'm sure
that,
you have.
Done all sorts of wonderful things that you haven't seen on screen or I posted or anything like that. But and there's still inbuilt, grime and of 50 years of working plus,
Oh yeah.
well, really 95 odd years of its existence, or 98, whatever it is now. So there's still stuff to do, but the major stuff is getting close. I've got to get back and start working on the boiler and finish things off there, and then I can put. I've got a set of tubes for it. I was, once again, touch wood, I was very lucky there. My father managed to get a set of new old stock tubes. He was volunteering at Ipswich Railway Workshops when they had volunteers, and they had tubes sitting on the ground there which they were going to dispose of because they didn't need them anymore. And so Dad arranged to have those acquired, and I got a set of tubes for nothing.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So they're sitting, and one end is already swaged. I have done a trial fit, and they fit perfectly like a glove. So all I got to do is just clean them up. They've got a bit of surface rust on them. So what I'll probably do is I'll stick them in the lathe and polish them, or they just need a bit of a tickle up, and unfortunately that's a bit of an issue. We had to face at Petrie over the weekend doing hydrostatic tests. We found one of the engines had some leaky tubes, one of the Roby portable.
Okay.
Yeah. But we've blocked that off. Unfortunately, Bill's roller won't be in steam because he's got tube issues.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and unfortunately, with he just didn't have enough time to sort it out.
I understand that.
He's been overseas. He's come back, and even when he was overseas, he was dealing with things.
Yeah.
To do with Petrie that was going on. But the work, the timber work that they took out because it was termite infested, that's all been rectified now, and they've done a good job. Retaining walls going in at the back.
Oh yeah.
So the steam fair, I should
plug that.
Start. I'll have to.
Is that this weekend or one after? I've been thinking it's this weekend. No? No, you've dropped out.
Right, we're back. Sorry, folks, for the interruption. The connection dropped out. Like I said, I'm doing this on Wi-Fi. Future streams within the next month will have a hardwired connection here, and things will be getting a lot better. They'll be getting a lot smoother. So Friday is the end of the month, and then this coming weekend, June 1 and 2, is the Steam Fair.
It is this weekend. Okay.
It is this weekend, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was. I'm trying to shuffle to get there. I'll probably be there Sunday.
Yeah.
If all goes to plan. I've got to go and look at a truck paint job.
Yep.
On Monday in Ipswich. Geez, I'm getting old.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I need to...
First and 2nd of June.
Yeah. Let's share that. I'll share that now, but I'll also...
A completely different idea of what a vintage truck is.
Ah, right. Right.
Anyway.
Right. So and I probably need to share that on my.
Yeah, I think I've got a copy of that. I just had to check that. Thank you.
That's all right.
Yeah. So anyway, the vintage truck turns out to be a F86 Volvo.
Right.
Which
Well, that could be.
it's
That
fairly
could
early
be.
one. Having said that, I
Yeah.
can remember them working.
No, we've still got a at my work. We still got an R model Mac that we're using as a water truck.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've
But they seem to
they've
go
just
forever.
yeah, well, they had the gearbox out of it, and it got rebuilt, and they put that back in, so it's back on the road now. I'm waiting on a. Yep, I'm waiting on a new truck to arrive. I'll be getting a new Isuzu.
Oh, flash.
Yeah, it's going to be four-wheel drive, automatic four-wheel drive.
Nice.
A nice infotainment screen in it to run around and do what I do. So, yeah, it should be getting real close.
Lazy
actually.
man's hard worker.
That's it. That's it, Pete. Hey, your connection seems to be getting a lot better, Peter. It's a lot clearer now. I don't know what you've done.
Yeah. It just does that.
Smoke.
It takes a while for everything to catch up. And once it's caught up, it runs beautifully.
Yeah.
Especially this late at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
You, on the other hand, are fuzzy and out of focus half the time.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. It's like you've gone down to 280p or something like that.
Yeah. Shouldn't. I don't know why. Oh, yeah. See, like I said, I'm doing this over Wi-Fi, and the modem is all the way down the house. And now what we've done is behind me, you can see another shed that's in the way. So the signals, yeah. So that's
put up
that's
2
why.
sheets in.
Yeah, that's why. You know, in the coming month, hopefully by mid-June or something like that, we'll be hardwired, and we won't have this problem. But
nice.
Considering all things considered, it's doing all right, and it's getting me going, getting me on here doing stuff, you know. So
it's not really a hardship.
Beg your pardon?
It's not really a hardship.
No, and you know, I'm still getting things set up here, moving things around, all that sort of stuff. So now that what I've got to do is I'm waiting on hopefully it should be coming. Should be tomorrow, Wednesday. The coil on the mini excavator.
Okay, yep.
Burnt out, and I rang one mob, and they said, "Yeah, we can get it. Be 5 days." Still waiting on that. Anyway, I rang him up, thinking, "Oh, it must be getting close." And the guy goes, "Oh, yeah, I can see it's written down here, but you know, he hasn't ordered it." I thought, "Oh," and he says to me, he says, "Oh, I'll give him a ring Monday." And I thought, "Thanks, mate." So I went to another place close by, which is a registered dealer, a premium dealer for Briggs and Stratton. So I'll drop in there tomorrow on my way around and see if the parts come in, and then I can get the other stuff out of the corner that belongs to the roller and get it down and start getting it sandblasted and working on that, because the ring gear or the sprocket with the spider gears on it for the differential, or the differential, the spider gears or planetary gears, that shaft is flogged, or they're flogged inside because they don't get much lubrication. Gary modified his so that he gets the engine in a certain spot and he can get a grease gun on it and grease those. That's something you might want to have a look at, Emma.
Yeah, when it comes off.
Yeah.
It looks like the front end's coming apart first.
Yep. So, but this is,
But
it's all work in progress.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's probably been done, to be honest. But I stuck a heap of crater grease in there recently.
Yeah.
And it's quietened everything down considerably, except operators who ended up with shirt laundry bills that they can't really. You can't get the stuff out of clothes.
Well, that's why you tell them not to wear good clothes, just wear old clothes, and then you usually throw them away or throw them in the fire when you're done.
Jolly Fridge had a last road run. He thought he had an interview with the mayor about another. No, we won't go there. But she didn't turn up. But he wore his good RM shirt, and I think that was the end of that. I've got a T-shirt. It's got black spots on it now. It's a polka dot T-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
20
you
years
can't,
of being a mechanic, I know all about grease and work clothes.
Oh, well, this stuff's bitumen. Anyway, so that made a big difference to it. But until we get the back wheels off, and I think we're going to do the front end first now.
Yeah. Like I said to you, just be careful and don't get too crazy and start taking things apart, because once you start doing that, you don't stop, and then suddenly you're 12 months down the track, and you got a roller in bits, and you're driving yourself crazy, and you haven't got a going engine. You need
experience.
Not with this steamroller, but other projects. It's easy to do, and I've seen people do it. They do it with, they'll get a project car, and they'll start taking it apart, right? And then suddenly they find all sorts of problems because, maybe they didn't know what they were looking at, or it was hidden with bog or something like that. And, after a while they sort of lose interest because they're not driving this car or truck or whatever it is. And they've got a bunch of bits on the shelf, or, some mate of theirs has promised that they'll come and do work for them. And of course they come around, they start talking, and they get on the beers and nothing happens.
Nothing happens if you're relying on other people to do it. You just got to get in and do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as I've pointed out many times, it's 6 years.
As you will find out, relying on me to do things.
No, I've been working on this 6 years, and there's still a lot to go. But of course, in that 6 years, we've built sheds. I've broken my ankle and
you've done good.
Sat on my ass for 3 months, 3.5 months, 4 months almost. Didn't do anything there. Then there was another 4 months 5 months while everything happened here, and it's still happening here, It's just takes time. I work a 10-hour day, and I'm doing 50 hours a week, and so, and you got to draw that line, and sometimes just switch off and go and watch TV or watch a program you haven't watched. You got to do that.
Sometimes you just got to take a day, and
that's why I prefer to work for somebody rather than myself.
My next 3 months seems to be pretty well planned out day by day from now.
Yeah.
So,
see how long that plan
works going on
around.
Oh, it's been like it for 12 months now, so I guess it's going to stay like it.
Work's going all right, Emma?
Oh, work's all right. I had 4 days. Sort of. Not really.
I knew you were going to say that.
Couple of vintage truck sign writing jobs a month to help pay the bills quite considerably. But I'd live okay if I didn't own a steamroller. That's the truth.
That needs to be on a shirt. That needs to be on a shirt.
It's
You thought about maybe a light plane might have been a better option.
Yeah, well, I've thought about that. Yeah, it's certainly easy to get accreditation for.
I would have gone with hang gliding.
No, I've just pulled the cover off. Mark knows I just pulled the cover off the top of the headstock, like the main pivot pin cover on the front of the roller, and discovered that at some point in its last 30 years, it's broken. So,
and the main thing is until you took that off, you had no idea that was broken.
yeah, it's like Schrodinger's cat. You got no idea it's fine.
Yeah.
And it is really fine because it's got a big steel steam pipe cast down the middle of that. So it's not going to come off. It's just, and it's probably not a difficult fix. It's just that I'd feel a lot better if it was fixed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got 12 months to do it.
Will you?
Yeah.
Will you machine something up, or what are you going to do?
What I'd ideally like to do is get into it with an angle grinder or a hacksaw or a bandsaw or something and cut round the pipe and take the casting off and grind it up and make a sleeve to go over the top down this far. Put 4 big bracos in the top of it. It's only a cross hole to stop the thing falling out the bottom when you go over a cliff.
When you pop them on, eh?
Well, basically it's not much use. It doesn't do anything else. And it's retained and it's not going to be a problem. It's just a bit rattly. And now
that reminds me, there's a video out there about steamrollers on YouTube. And at one point they show you at this rally, and they're pushing a barrel around with a roller, and this bloke who's driving this particular roller gets quite. He's got his girlfriend on there or something, and for whatever reason, he decides to really go at this drum, and he ends up bouncing over it, and it gets stuck under the roller, and he couldn't go anywhere, and he tore his injector off.
That
Lucky they had a Fowler steam crane there that came over and lifted the roller up so they could take out this oil drum, 44-gallon drum. And it's quite remarkable because when I say this guy went for this barrel, he went for it. Like I've never seen a roller move so fast, and he certainly paid the price for it. So I'll have to find the video and send it to you.
I reckon I can make a 30-minute video of accident footage that I have of steam rollers.
Yeah. It's a good video to watch.
Not all that far back, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They well, one of the blokes I've talked to in the UK, he was out on a road run, and a cement truck came along and clobbered him and broke the front fork.
Yeah,
they tried to deny it and so on and so forth. So he reached out to me and asked me if I had any drawings of the front forks, and so I sent them over to him to help him out. So he's back on the road. Haven't heard from him for a while, but most of the guys in the UK, they're certainly watching what I'm doing here. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Well, you've got a fairly rare roller, I think, from English, from a UK point of view.
Well, there's quite a few in the UK. There's at least half a dozen that I know of.
Well, compared to say a DN or a DNA or a DN1.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jamie Matchin was in the chat here earlier. He's working on his. He's got a T3.
Oh, yeah.
Head Jones. He follows what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So
what's
it's
his?
quite.
He's got a DNA.
Sorry?
What's he got?
Who? Ed Jones.
Yeah.
He's got a T3.
Oh, it's a T3, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's, from what I can make out, there's about half a dozen of them in the UK, spread out across the UK. And you don't often you do see them from time to time at rallies, but they're definitely, like you say, they're not like a DM1 or a DNA or a Road Loco or a Showman's or anything like that.
If anyone has some of these,
yep,
right, don't give them to Mark, give them to me.
Well,
I would if I could, but I don't even know what it is.
It's a grease cup.
Okay.
It's a Storfer's patent grease cup from Miss Mark Storfer's London patent.
Well, I've got two. I had two. I've lost one. One of the blokes at work, he's retired now. He got very similar, but it's a tiny. I don't even have it here. It's a tiny one, and it's actually got stamped. It's got stamped on it Leeds, London, of where it was manufactured, but it didn't have John Fowler or anything. It's just got Leeds.
Well, Storfer's had the patent on these.
Right.
STAUFFER.
Mm-hmm.
Storfer's patent, London. It says number 4. I need 3 of them.
Right.
If I cast them and they end up brass, I probably need 4 of them.
Mm.
I think you only need 2.
Well, where do they go?
Well, there's 2 in the headstock, one front and back.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
And the other 2 go on the brake axle, on the brake shaft.
Well, mine doesn't.
Yours doesn't have that.
No.
The brake shafts, I guess, are that long on the DNA each end. That the enclosures, they're probably a foot long.
So here's a view of mine. This is when we started working on it. Go full screen.
Oh, yeah.
That gives you an idea of the amount of crap that was in there, that was built up.
The trouble is, if you don't keep onto it, it ends up like that again in about a month.
Yeah, well, at the moment, it's none of that's there. It's all out at the moment. So, yeah, but
from my perspective, it looks pretty clean.
Yeah, no,
it's not.
I'll zoom in.
You should see a Commodore engine that hasn't been serviced in 2 years. It looks a lot worse than that.
This is, yeah.
Try that. See, have a look at that.
Yeah, on the crown sheet of the boiler, that's not real good.
No. Yeah, there we go.
So what's the pipe with the flange?
Sorry?
What's the pipe?
That there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's your steam delivery to your injector.
Oh, okay, right.
And
I think mine's different to that.
Right. Well, let's stop sharing. It doesn't. So what it does is goes in there, right? Goes down and does a right angle. Goes about 2 inches below. Does a right angle. There's a pipe that goes all the way along, and then another right angle up into the bottom of the cylinder to get dry steam.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Sounds funny talking about steam being dry when you consider it's made out of water.
Yeah.
So this here
are fussy about that sort of thing. Oh yeah.
That there, that
nice.
Points up into your steam chest.
Yeah, right. So that's your pickup.
Yeah, and there's another flange, and the pipe goes along. It does a twist around one of the stays, one of the crown stays, and then it does a 90-degree up to that pipe, and then all the way.
Mine has
down
that, but it comes right out the back.
Right.
Mine has a pipe like that, but it comes all the way through and out the back. I think.
Yeah. So, but that's. I won't be putting that back in because it's all.
Which is better.
Yeah, that's all fully rusted inside and so on and so forth. And in fact, I don't even know whether I'm going to put that back in, because in reality, inside the boiler barrel, it's hanging down about that much, and that's just
see,
So
the big advantage of having that is that your pickups in a different spot in the boiler.
Yeah.
Right. So on hills, in particular going uphill, you're not priming cylinders.
Yeah.
That's sort of.
But the sole purpose of that pipe is only to supply steam to the injector, nothing else.
Oh, right. Okay. Else. No, well, mine's the main.
On this engine anyway.
Main steam delivery to everything. Like regulator.
Sorry?
Mine's the main regulator delivery and everything, that pickup pipe in there.
Yeah, right. Not on this.
Right.
This one, your steam delivery for the regulator is just the hole in the bottom of the barrel that the cylinder block sits over the top. So I just got to shout out to one of our followers here, G from Funkin' Hungry.
Hey,
he's saying hello to Peter and Emma. He said he's been back and forth sorting out video. Hope, yes, we are well. Thank you very much, G, for coming in and watching from time to time. G does he does a few things. He's got his Funkin' Hungry channel where he does food reviews. In the meantime, he does painting of orcs. He's got another channel for that. And
painting of orcs, like face painting on orcs, or miniature painting, or like
miniature
figurines.
Figurines, full on miniature painting.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm getting this picture of like
face painting. It's
sort of.
I get what you're getting.
Yeah, no. I'm sort of, when I think about it, I'm more getting like pin-up girl orcs, that sort of thing he's painting.
No, they're actual miniatures. But his main channel is the food reviews, and he's pretty good doing his food reviews. I mean, I know a lot of people are out there doing that sort of thing, but him and I do a live stream on a Saturday night, usually, completely different to what we're doing here.
I tune in sometimes and enjoy it.
Just a bit.
Yeah, you paint pin-up orcs, yes. I'm imagining that there's probably a market for them.
Oh, I'm sure there would be.
I'd like to see one with some sexy ankles.
I'm sure somebody's out there doing it, Pete. Whatever you think of, I'm sure somebody's out there doing it. I'm sure you can find a niche market for it.
I got a pin-up poster, but I'm not going to show you. Friend sent me a pin-up poster, which is quite well done, and it's really art, but it's also Betty from the Archie comics.
Oh, lovely.
Well, fair enough.
Which is quite clever, but anyway, she hasn't got clothes on, so I can't really hang it up.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh, damn you!
You've got Peter all excited now.
I was planning on doing a Eastern Coast trip down to Tasmania at the end of the year, and I was going to stop in and see all you guys on the way.
Oh, you should.
For reasons, I may not be doing that yet.
No, we'll
But I was
see
going
what
to say,
happens.
if I do make it down there, I want to see that picture. You cannot get me all rolled up like that and not show it to me.
We've gone from talking about steamrollers to completely different subjects.
Orcs, yeah. So,
next thing you know, somebody will bring out the masking tape and start walking up and down the catwalk.
Yeah, there's actually people doing that.
I know.
I'm sure there is.
I've watched them.
Yeah, yeah. I'll send you. I'll send you a link.
I'm not sure I'm ready for this.
I'll send you a link on Discord. I'll send you a link on Discord, Pete, of something that's available on YouTube, which you'll open your eyes and you think, "Wow, okay." Yeah.
Be surprised at what I've seen.
I don't think I would.
And G
I am not
saying
the innocent
he
virgin
always,
I appear.
He says, I always derail the convo, even when it wasn't me who said it. Yeah. Oh, well. Look, the boring bit before was me doing the machining. So a lot of people tuned in initially. I had about 7 people, then they dropped off pretty quick. And yeah, it's just a way. This is an out. I'm still as one of the other blokes that I watch. He's in the UK. Does music. He does it for himself. And he said, the only thing I'm doing different is turning the camera on. He'd still be making music, doing his stuff. And that's sort of what I'm doing here. This work's still going to get done, but all I'm doing now is turning a camera on, and at some stage I stop and sit down and talk to people and invite them on like you guys. And as we
nice
progress,
to be able to look back later on and check that you did everything right too.
Yeah, well, if you look back at some of the earlier stuff, it was all just photos and a bit of a written post. But now, now the availability of easy video, connectivity, live streaming, all that sort of stuff, and I do enjoy this sort of thing and talking to other people, especially others who own similar sort of equipment or have similar sort of interests, because you just don't know what you're going to learn.
That's right.
Yeah, I would have liked a bit more of a warning. I could have set up my green screen and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. I haven't got any set time. This is probably the second or third time that I've done a Tuesday one.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've got inspiration from you, Emma, doing doing something regularly on once a week. Even when you haven't done something, you still get on there and talk.
I don't know if I do very much.
Well, you're doing something. That's the main thing, and you're getting out there.
This week I didn't do very much because I believe, and probably say that on here, but I may have had a sick leave certificate for the last few days that I've been in Grafton, so I probably didn't do very much at all officially. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed we got a bit done.
Yeah, no, that's good. It sounds like you have. And that's the way it happens sometimes. Sometimes you'll get a fair bit done, and other times you'll struggle to do anything,
I don't really care what she does on her streams. I just tune in religiously anyway.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
It's like my weekly
there's
chat.
A few things to talk about. Yeah, that's me too. I like to talk to.
Yeah,
we've got a few things to talk about.
Bit like my Saturday morning music stream on Discord.
Yeah, and that's one thing I got to tune into your Saturday mornings, Peter. Is me and Saturday mornings are a bit hard to get organised. There's usually something happening. That's for sure.
Well, that's awesome, because if you have Saturdays off, because you can just listen to music in the background. As usually you've got reasonable sort of
It's not
selection.
so much about the music either. It's the chat. We
Yeah, it was
do
fun.
a chat on the side, and God, we say some weird and wonderful shit. There's so many running jokes. It's not funny.
Yeah. Well, if that's, if that's your thing and it helps you get through the day, get through the week, that's great. And, for me,
Oh, anybody who knows me knows that Saturdays is a no-go for me.
yeah,
People want me to do something on Saturday. Yeah, no, forget about it. My whole Saturday is gone. I do.
yeah.
Well,
I
usually
tune
at
into
work.
2 live streams in the morning before my music stream starts at 9? I think it is at the moment, without daylight savings or something. Anyway, it goes through till midday. Sometimes I do a pre-stream, just random music from Spotify or something, and then there's the main stream, which you have to tune in for because Hawk Lord in Liverpool goes to a lot of trouble of setting it all up. Then we have an after party where Bill usually plays a lot of his blues and jazz and AC/DC and Skyhooks and all of that sort
He's
of
got
stuff
pretty good
right
taste
through
in
till the end
music,
of the
actually.
day. He has. I would be absolutely lost without music for the rest of Saturday if it wasn't for Bill. I need to get copies of his songs so that I can do it if he ever has a bad day like he did the other day.
Yeah.
It's not the best at the moment, is our Bill.
No.
Coughing his guts up all the time, and he broke his bong the other day.
Oh, dear.
Picture of it on my
And
Discord.
is that
can only be good?
That's the one I showed you the other night, yes.
No, is Bill one of the guys that has a YouTube
Bill's a
channel?
knife maker.
Oh, that's right. He's
Bill
the one
Baggins. He's got a pretty good channel, actually. He's
technically speaking,
really
he's not a knife maker. He's a guy who does what he wants to do. Knife making was his thing
he's
at
building
the beginning of the year, but at the moment he's more into his Millennium Falcon build with his Greeblies.
He's building plastic models, yeah. But
so if you want a knife, you'll have to wait.
I've got 3 of his knives, which I'm a bit spoiled, but
so have I. Admittedly, mine are seconds, but they're still a Bill originals.
Oh, I've got 3 of his knives.
Where are we?
Well, guys, anyway. I think I'm going to wrap it up.
Yeah,
at that.
I think it's time.
I've been going on. Very nice. I've been going on just over 2 hours now.
Yeah, that's
a lot of that's
too long for everyone.
Well, no, yeah, for some people. For others, they probably enjoy it. Most of that's been machining. But I just want to say thanks everyone for being here. Everyone in the chat, Peter and Emma for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
That's all right. Sharing your wisdom
just
with
walked in, and
I didn't know whether you could or you couldn't.
I only just got it. I'm usually well and truly home by Tuesdays, but because I was house sitting, I left it till last minute to come home.
Oh, that's right. You were house sitting, yeah. But usually, this is going to get a bit more consistent. I think Tuesday nights are working out all right. I've just got to build my audience a bit more. I'm going to be doing different things. It's not always going to be on the lathe. It's going to be something else. The reassembly is going to be the interesting thing. Yeah.
Seriously,
you're right.
If it wasn't for picking a time like Emma and I do, you wouldn't have any people watching at all. You set a time, you do it religiously at the same time. It doesn't matter how long you go for. You know, you can go for 2-3 hours if you want, not a problem. But you've got to get those people there to start with. And once you become a regular item, people will tune in every time. Or at least I will.
How long? Yeah, fair enough. No, that's a fair comment. And how long have you been doing Wednesday nights? Emma?
Oh gosh.
2018, I think, was when you started. Maybe
Oh
19.
gee, don't do the maths. Don't do the maths. You'll feel better if I don't think about it.
I'm
2000,
just working out when
it's
I
probably
started.
5 years.
Yeah, about that.
It's 5 or 6 years. 5 or 6
Yeah,
years.
and I think I've missed possibly 2 in real time. I've always gone back and watched them if I missed them, but I have never intentionally missed one of your streams.
Yeah, we're Shed Dog.
More than likely, she's probably upstairs on the lounge snoring her head off.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. She was all excited before to get me to come down, and then after a while she'll go back upstairs and curl up on the lounge, and that's it. Or she'll be a good trick that she does is we'll both get into bed, and then she'll come into the bedroom and start going like, okay, well, it's time to go out now. I want to go out and sniff the grass and see what's down the front gate and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And
all the usual places. Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, emptied.
Yeah, exactly. Look, guys, thank you very much for coming on in and being part of the show. I do appreciate it, even though we did go off topic there at one stage.
There it is.
I'm gonna
grab 3.
There's another knife.
Oh yeah.
You've got lots of
I've got
knives.
3 of them. Yeah.
It's a nice one. That one.
Wow.
Bill makes nice things.
Yeah. I
When
got
he's
3
in the
big
mood.
ones.
Yeah.
They're all seconds.
I'm going to exit here with a little outro, and Michael, you guys will be muted while it's on. And thanks everyone for tuning in. Appreciate the support and help, and we'll see you next time.